What we're going to do here is just go through the steps that I use to set the default on albums as members. So I'm going to log into the account, and I'm going to go to the albums area, and when I look at the photo albums, and I'm sure there's other ways to get there other than the way I go, but this is the way I get there. And when I look at my albums, well, I'm going to click on add an album here, and it says it's on default. Okay, now what this does for me is that I know that default is set to be members only, or be members is set on default. And I'm going to log into cPanel so we can verify that. And the reason it says default on there is because I set it to default on sys and actions. Privacy. Sys privacy actions. Okay? And what we're looking at here is this. And what I'll do is just edit this specific line to 4, and 4 is equivalent to members. And now I'll go back to my site, and you see where it's set to default, and that's because I was toying with it earlier and set it on 10 to prove, or to prove my theory. So I go back to photos, add an album, and now you see it's set by default to members. And if we go back over here to the database and we edit this line, and that's what I mentioned in the first post, where this is default group is 3. If I set this to 3, and we'll go here, saves it, go back to the site, go back home, back to the albums. Now when I add an album now, it's going to tell me that that album is going to public. And it's going to public because that's what I set it at. Okay? So, go back to my database and edit this line, and the group value, we'll set it to 7, and I believe that should be contact. Oh, 7 is not an option on there. 1 was default, 2 was possibly me only. Now let me try that, as I don't remember what that was. Alright, go back to the albums, add an album, me only. So the value 2 is me only, and I think I iterated that in the post initially. So the values are being set in the database on the table sys privacy actions and on the record for album view. The module is photos and the column is album view, and when you edit that default group value, that is the value that it takes when it creates the next album. So we save it, go back up here, go back to photos. When I add an album, it's set to members. So if you're having issues with this, I don't know what it is that's causing the problem, because clearly from what I'm seeing, it should be setting it to allow viewing to members on default. And that's going to end this tutorial session. I hope this works out for you.